You've got to be careful as well.
Put your fingers down. What, in case a robot takes over me?
You be careful. You be careful. Hello everybody, welcome to the new bi-weekly visual podcast, What You Thinking Hun, where we ask each other, what you thinking hun, with me, your host, Marcus Welsh. And here are my two co-hosts on my left, Robert Welsh. And on my right, James Welsh. How are you? Let's say, I don't know, Robert.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I think we should start by saying welcome back to the people who used to be with us when What You Thinking Hun was just a non-visual podcast.
That's right, all
How
10
long
of you.
Ago? Like 10 years? I want to say 10, 20 years now? It must be.
2018 maybe, I think. We did it for a year.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, that
Very
seems
long
like
time ago.
centuries ago.
So
It is.
even if you're not familiar with this, I mean, we've changed it up a little bit, so you're going to get the new kind of structure. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be, so one of us would just take a topic for the whole podcast and then we'd talk through that for probably too long, if anything.
They're really long.
About 3 hours.
It was about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just silence where we didn't...
Hang on. Let me check my notes.
We didn't actually edit it either, so it was just like... and you know, us eating through most of it. But you can't hear them anymore, so we've decided to bring it back for YouTube. Because we're kind of used to YouTube a little bit. I know you do it. Do you still?
I have done it a couple of times. James is getting in it. Yeah, I'm new to the whole thing.
What's your thing again?
Cars.
Rubber cars.
Cars and ceramics. Yeah. No, we changed the structure up a little bit, and we're basically just talking about things that have really just been on our minds.
Correct. Well, with that being said, James, what are you thinking, hun?
Well, listen, this has been on my mind, not just this week, but pretty much my whole life. Actually, since the 90s.
We don't want to get too serious.
No, I just want to, I feel like I can open up here. I feel like it's a platform.
It's not that kind of place.
Yeah,
So
move on.
there is, okay, so I'm one of those people that when I'm watching a film, I will be looking in the background. I'm listening to the noises. I'm listening to the sound effects.
Is that why you don't know what's happening in
This
the
is what I always
story?
have to ask. I always have to pause the film and be like, can we just talk about what's going on?
It'll be like Cinderella or just something really obvious.
And
It'll be
who
like,
was she in the
and
blue
how
dress?
is she in
there? Why is
sorry?
she rich now? No, but I don't know why, but I always find extras really entertaining. Because you've done extra work
I have,
before.
yes. I've been an extra work, and it's something I look out for a lot. And I want to do a YouTube channel, and someone's going to steal this, or I haven't actually looked, and it might already be an idea.
Yeah.
Don't care. But of really bad background extras.
Right, so
They're
there's
the
this
best.
one
Yeah,
in
they're the
Spider-Man. I can't remember what one it was. One of the Toby, what's his name ones.
Yeah.
Where he sweeps it.
Sorry, I just completely knocked my table.
Sorry, it's because you're wearing so many catchy things.
Doesn't matter.
No, sure.
There's nothing we can do about that.
Nothing we can do
This
about
has
it
got
now.
to
Too
stay.
late.
I can't edit that.
It's this, was it? Spider-Man swings into like the stage and there's a woman in the background. She goes,
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
and everyone's been really calm. Like everyone else is like, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And she's doing way too much. I'm surprised the director was like, can you go to the back?
Can you move?
There's one in Friends. It's where they go to watch Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, right.
And they're told to be like having fun at the concert in the background. And they're like... It's so bad, and I couldn't watch anything else.
I think it's interesting though, because you can tell like they're probably like the theatre kids who haven't
Yeah.
quite made it, and they're like,
Overacting,
I'm
if this person have they just finished work?
Yeah.
Or have they happened to be out?
is this the first time they've been out for a while?
Are they allergic to something?
But listen, there's this noise called the Diddy laugh that I hear in every single film.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, you ruined it. No, you haven't. You would hear it in Furby adverts in the 90s. Furby. You remember Furby?
Yeah.
Life insurance adverts now. It's been in Mulan. It's been in Hot Fuzz. And I'm going to play it for you.
Okay.
You ready?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
kinda
really scared.
Couldn't play video. Listen, the moment you hear this, you're going to be like, oh shit, yeah.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Chills.
You've heard that. I think it's absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
I think it's terrifying.
So,
Don't play again.
No, sorry.
And it will scare you every time you hear it in a film.
Every
That's
time there's
terrifying.
children in a film, I listen for this noise because I know that is the sound effect they're going to use for children laughing.
Yeah.
And it bothers me. The whole film, if there's kids in it, I'm like, for the whole film now, I'm going to listen out for this.
It's
Diddy
very
laugh,
obvious.
the
It's like,
Diddy laugh. Well, that's thing. It's so almost like melodic and fake that it's disturbing.
Yeah,
Like, it sounds like fake. And whenever I hear it, I'm always like, are they actually children? Like, who's doing, like, who? I've got this weird obsession with this one particular sound effect for no real reason. So, it is called the Diddy laugh because at the beginning of Diddy Kong Racing,
really, actually.
It is. Yes,
remember
of
that?
course.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that was the first time I ever heard it. So then after that, I was always like, why do I recognize that noise? Like, why do I know this laughing sound effect? And I didn't actually know it was called the Diddy laugh. It was from that until I researched it because it was doing my fucking head in. So this was 1997 when Donkey Kong's Diddy Kong Racing was released. So the name is not actually called the Diddy laugh. That's not what it's called. But the name was coined by Steve Paget, who, like me...
Pageant.
Thank you. That's it. Who, like me, for no reason, became obsessed with this noise.
Yeah.
And he would watch films on purpose with kids in. And like family adventure films and even horror films it appears in.
Yeah.
And he would record that laugh whenever he heard it. And he would play it to people and be like, does this noise annoy you? Like, do you recognize this? And people would be like, no, what the fuck is it? Like, why are you so obsessed with this
How would
noise?
they not recognize it? It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I knew it instantly. Maybe it was more from Diddy Kong, but I definitely.
But that's the thing. Like, if you heard it in Diddy Kong back in 1997, and then you heard it in like 2001 in like I don't know whatever horror film it was in, you'd be like, why do I know that? And that's why it started bothering me so much.
Why did they use it in Diddy Kong Racing? Because they're like animals.
I'll come to that as well.
Because it was a fun time.
Yeah, just because I thought this is fun. So, like me, he wondered, why was everyone using this? Are the kids even real who recorded it? Is it like, are they children actors? Like, what is going on?
Is it a can and like a...
Yeah, it's just
made
a
a child's
comb
laugh.
next to a can, yeah.
But I could probably do you laughing and make you sound like that.
Make it really squeaky.
Really quick.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, that's what I mean. Like, but however, when this was made, they probably couldn't do that.
Right.
So, eventually in 2017, Vanity Fair of all people, decided to help Steve Pageant get to the bottom of this because they were like, they were. So the editor got a little bit obsessed as well. And was like, okay, I want to know all about this noise as well. Yeah. This is interesting. So in fact, they're the only people, Vanity Fair, who have really covered this other than YouTube Diddy Laugh compilations. They're the only people who have covered it to a degree and decided to
Have you watched any
into
of
it.
those Diddy Laugh compilations?
Yeah,
Did
it's
it
just
scare
all
you?
the same stuff. No, it didn't scare me.
Why is it so
I'm
terrifying?
Like, it's just weird because it's not, there's something about it that doesn't sound natural.
It sounds forced.
Yeah.
It sounds like you'll be walking through a house and then you hear that and you're like, but I don't have children.
The other thing is, you've heard it before. We know it from other things.
Yeah.
That's
but that's things like
Even
the
if you don't know where
melody
from.
of it that makes it sound not real, makes it sound staged and set up.
Yeah.
So Vanity Fair actually tracked down Graham Nougat. Nougat. And he was, I guess, like the sound engineer for Nintendo and especially the Diddy Kong games. So he was the person, I don't know if it's sound engineer or whatever, that adds all the sound effects aside the music, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the reason it was used in there is because in that opening credit, they just use that laugh as like a placeholder.
right.
So it was actually meant to be recorded with all the characters' voices and laughs, but they ran out of time and they basically kept that in
Like,
there.
just keep it.
Yeah, it kept it in it. So thus becoming the Diddy laugh.
Oh no.
Yeah, scary. Oh, I just got chills.
Yeah.
So like,
Placements.
yeah,
Placeholder.
placeholder in my microphone. So like the Wilhelm scream, which you actually mentioned.
Yeah.
This is a noise that all editors will go to as their standard kids laugh.
Do a new one.
Yeah, do a new one.
Take this.
So, for example, they've used it for kids playing Desperate Housewives. They used it for alien children killing each other in Rick and Morty.
Kids playing Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, like just
the
in the
child
garden.
version.
Yeah. Playing in Desperate Housewives. I think Gabrielle Solis. So, Vanity Fair found out that actually comes from the 1950s.
That makes it even worse.
I would've
Even
thought it was-
scarier,
I would've
right?
thought
So
then,
imagine
yeah.
it, but in black and white.
Yeah.
Right. So it's from
been
a sound.
colour.
Yeah. Wooden colours, did you say?
it would have been colour.
Oh,
then.
no.
Okay,
Colour
right.
wasn't invented until what we were born.
What? When?
What?
What colour?
What colour? So the
Only
sound
had blue
effect.
at the 50s. You would have been fine.
I would,
Yeah.
it'd just be me, but everything else black and warm. So this actually comes from a sound effect library from Hollywood Edge.
Yeah.
Which is just like they did sound effects,
Yeah.
like gunshots,
Same
windows
place as the
breaking.
Wilhelm scream, because that was
Same place as
yeah,
the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
And the sound is officially called Two Young Kids Giggling.
Ooh,
But
so
unfortunately,
cool.
in 2014, they went out of business. So no one could really get to the bottom of who made this
Even
laughing.
worse.
I don't want to know.
Right.
Even worse.
Unfortunately, we will never know, but it's
Good.
theorized by people in the industry that it was probably just one of the employees' kids laughing.
Yeah.
It's a genuine recording
Yeah.
of kids laughing because that's how
Oh,
they used
is
to make
it?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So these kids were fucking weird. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Back then, it would have been a sound stage. They would have done all the
Yeah.
sound effect libraries properly.
Right. So it is basically known, as I said, between editors as the perfect laugh. And they're going to keep using it because why
Yeah, why?
do another one?
I
But
wouldn't call it
thought-
perfect.
Well, it's got that youthful whimsy.
Yeah, beautiful
youthful whimsy.
A miracle of childhood.
Yeah.
I don't think it is perfect because it doesn't seem natural. Like if
Well,
I was to
that's
make
the
a film with
thing.
kids in, I'd want a more
Yeah.
genuine sound.
Right. But it's always,
Like
you
that.
always see it like a
Yeah.
cutscene. So when it follows the children running. Wait, hang on, you're going to have to cut that out. I choked on my own.
Oh, I'm keeping that in. Keeping that
No,
in.
please. People think I have phlegm all the time.
I think do anyway.
Yeah, no, I do. It's true. Whenever you see it, it's always following kids running. having
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
time, right? So the
yeah.
melody of it
Bubbles.
works, and it kind of
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
fades. Yeah.
Or with a kite.
So I thought before we finish it off, because this is a horrible noise,
Yeah.
and I don't want to hear it anymore, we can maybe make our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And feel
Yeah.
free to use it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So would we do that at the same time?
yeah, all at the same time, just
Okay.
laugh like children.
Well, what's the theme? Like, we've seen an elephant.
Yeah, we're having a really good time at the zoo.
Yeah,
we
we've
don't
seen
know our
an
parents are
elephant.
fighting, but we're fine because
Yeah.
of the whimsy of you.
And it's
Yeah.
the 50s.
Yeah, for 50s.
For 50s.
Hasn't been invented yet.
It's just a bit of my character motivation. So, have I eaten recently? Do I have
You've got an ice
No,
cream.
you're going to
Do I
get
have
a
ice
nugget
cream?
meal after.
a nugget meal after?
Yeah, yeah. So you are
So
full
a
of excitement.
nugget meal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can do
Okay.
that. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Let me just remember, like, childhood.
can I hear the Diddy scream one more time?
Yeah, one more
Did
time.
he scream?
Did he scream?
The Wilhelm Diddy. Okay.
What were they doing?
No, I don't believe that was real.
I don't think
Sorry.
it was real.
That's
It's
just
so,
them
like-
going laugh, and they're like,
Yeah. One of them sings really awkwardly. And it's like,
Yeah.
and the other girl's like an owner, an actor.
Yeah.
And she's
Oat
like,
milk.
I'm going to do this. Oat milk. She's oat milk.
Yeah.
She has a cup of oat milk.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Count us down.
3 and a 2.
Are we
and-
children?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
how
I
old
guess
are
a general youthful laughing.
Okay, right.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3 and a 2 and a 1. And you can use that, no charge, take it.
Yeah.
No more Diddy.
Put that in the
laughs.
Hollywood archive.
Advert.
Put that in the next Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Placeholder.
Yeah. Honey Nuts Cheerios.
Okay.
One day. One day.
Thanks, James.
I was just happy I could get that off my mind because it's been something that's been there for centuries.
Yeah.
So there we go. But Robert, you've been looking a bit off today.
It's the screams.
What are you thinking, hun?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm thinking actually. Listen, and I'm sure everyone is going to relate to this.
Listen. Okay.
I
I'm
want to
listening.
talk about, do you have an Alexa or a Google Home or a Cortana?
I can't use them.
So not you?
No.
You?
I physically own them.
Yeah.
But I don't switch them on because they're just annoying.
Oh,
Okay,
they're
I
on.
quite
They're
like-
You say anything, they're like, what? And it's like, it's got nothing to do with you.
Sorry, what? No, I quite like to use them as like a timer, like an egg timer.
Right.
Okay.
Or like you put something in the oven, not me because I don't
It's
know
like,
how to
Alexa,
cook.
boil my eggs.
Alexa, how long do you boil an egg for? How
Right.
long should a child scream for?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And I get quite
Emotional.
no, I'm quite polite to
Emotional.
Alexa.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
quite
I
like, welcome to my home.
Yeah.
You're part of the family.
Yeah.
I've never seen him act like that.
Come in.
I don't even.
Alexa.
I've never even
Sit down,
seen his
Alexa. Would you like, I don't know, lemonade?
Yeah.
Biscuit.
Sparkling plain water.
Sparkling or plain. I'm not
Yeah.
that fancy, unfortunately. But I find
Hang
it a
on,
little bit...
you have flavoured fizzy water
Yeah,
in your fridge.
that's what
That
we're
was an
talking about
accidental Amazon order.
I think that's very fancy.
You were supposed to buy USB cables. Oh no!
Oh,
Sparkling water.
Not two
God,
crates of flavoured water. That was suspiciously cheap. I find it quite
Oh,
uncomfortable.
I really want one now. Sorry, Robert.
You're more than welcome to go and get
No.
one. Oh, wait. I find it quite awkward when people are rude to their Alexas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or to their, what's it called? Siri.
Siri.
They're like, no, you...
Although Apple are really pushy about...
They are pushy about, but if you
Turning it
use it,
on.
you know, then you use it. That's up to you.
No, but it's almost like your
thing.
phone's not set up completely until you've done that.
Right.
That's just
Oh yeah,
notification all the time.
finish up setting up your phone. It's been like a year since I got
Yeah.
this phone.
What's the command to bring Siri up? Because it
Hey,
keeps happening
Siri.
to me.
Hey Siri.
What if you've never
Hey
said that? Why is it
Cortana.
coming up?
Hey Google.
Oh, shouldn't.
Okay.
No, okay Google.
Okay, Google.
Okay, Google. Yeah.
Alexa, which is much better than saying okay.
How the hell did they come up with Cortana?
It's just awful.
Does it mean something?
They're like, how can we be different?
Yeah.
Whose is Cortana?
Windows?
I think it's Windows. Something that doesn't matter anymore. I think it's Windows.
Yeah.
So listen, ages ago, do you remember that space thing that was on Mars and it died?
Oh,
Yeah.
I felt so
Oh,
bad.
You felt so bad for it, the robot, right?
And one that sung "Happy Birthday" to itself.
Yeah, yeah. And this was called.
Robert, why are you making?
I know. I'm so sorry.
Such
For
an
everyone who
emotional
doesn't
first
know, there
episode.
was this. It was a Mars rover called Opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And it was dying. It was coming to the end of its long career.
It was adorable.
And its last message
No.
to like the, I don't know what we call space station, whatever it was, that it sent back to Earth on the 10th of June. This was last year, but I wrote this in 2018.
Oh. Yeah, I did that in 2018.
Yeah. Its final message was, "My battery is low and it's getting dark."
Oh no.
Which was just it reporting and saying it has a low battery and what it can see
And it
is
was able
it's
to
getting
see,
dark. Yeah.
But
Yeah. And so they played in the space station, they played Billie Holiday's "I'll Be Seeing You,"
yeah,
which had really sad lyrics to it, everything like this.
yeah.
And this is really, we're sitting here being really, really emotional.
really sad.
And it is really, really sad. And of course, it's just a robot. And it was just saying
Like,
low
it had a
battery.
job and it
what
did
I can
its job
It did
and-
its job for years. I think it was like
Yeah.
10 years or something, wasn't it? I don't know. But
Yeah,
for
I don't
me, this is like a feeling I get with inanimate objects anyway, like
Yeah,
a soft
right.
toy or a pillow, or you
Yes.
eat like a packet of crisps and you're like, I need to eat that last one because all its friends have just eaten. I've just eaten all its friends. No, not that one. For you? For you? You?
Shall I say yes?
yes.
Yeah.
I knew you would be. I knew you would be the one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I just want to tell you about somebody. I just want to tell you about the screen. Okay,
I've
so let me
seen
tell you
you,
a
yeah.
story about someone, this guy. We'll call him HB. Okay, he's from Canada and he was hitchhiking through America and he had a bucket list. He had his whole goal to see like as many states as possible.
Yeah.
And he relied on basically the kindness of strangers to take him to all these different places, take pictures with him, all this other stuff, and, you know, complete his journey. And he previously made it through Canada, Germany, the Netherlands. He was last picked up in Philadelphia, where his body was found completely decapitated. Yeah, so his arms were ripped off.
We're going to need a trigger
And that was the
warning
end of
for
his
your
dreams
story.
of seeing America. I'm actually going to drop you the picture of the crime scene.
No.
Yeah.
As I open my laptop. Please don't send that over.
And we'll put on the screen here. I'm going to warn you now. It's not what you think, so don't worry.
Oh no.
Oh right.
So this is the crime scene. You can
God,
see his
it's
arms have been
frightening.
ripped off. His,
I remember this.
his seat bum, which is a car seat, is on the floor.
What happened?
It's very, very disturbing.
What
It's a
happened?
disturbing image.
Yeah. So HB stands for Hitchbot, which is basically a robot that was made by a group of people in Canada who basically, when it left the Canadian South border, really cute. They were just relying on people to take it around and fulfill his bucket list and take pictures and send it to his place, you know, and pass it on. But obviously someone had to ruin it. And probably
So
those
to be a
kids
dick.
that were laughing.
Probably, yeah. All grown up
Like-
now.
Yeah. Should I take you through his bucket list?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
go on
nice. This
then.
is really cute. Yeah.
So he only managed to do 2 of these things on his bucket list.
Right.
And that was see Times Square, which I have a picture of here for
I'm just
you.
zooming into
Did he
his.
do it?
He saw Times Square. Yeah, do you want to see the picture?
Yeah, please.
I'm just zooming into his welly boots.
Yeah, they're cute, aren't they?
Yeah. It's making it even more tragic.
Yeah. He wanted to tan on Myrtle Beach, experience the magic of Walt Disney World, Florida, explore the Cloud Gate in Millennium Park, Vegas. He wanted to see the Hollywood sign, but of course somebody brutally murdered him.
In Philadelphia.
Where was he murdered again? Philadelphia.
Typical.
Typical.
I bet you if you're in America and we were to say, where did he get murdered? They'd say Philadelphia.
They would be like, you know what? Philadelphia.
Yeah, I remember when I was murdered in
Listen,
Philadelphia.
could you, if I was right here, right now, and I bought in a robot I made, I'll be like, murder this robot.
No, I'd be hugging it. I'd be like,
What would you do?
welcome.
I said,
Would you give me money?
well, no. But
No.
here's what I would say, right? I like, this is my robot. I don't know. Child Scream the robot. And I was like, after this, we're going to go shopping. He wants to try coffee for the first time.
Oh.
He wants to buy some new wellies because of these ones, other ones his grandma gave him,
Yeah.
and pull his arms off. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Now I've given him a backstory.
No, I would.
You would?
You would.
Would you, James?
I would-
Absolutely the fuck not. Even if I didn't know his backstory, if a robot walks into a room on his own,
Yeah.
Oh, it's walked
I
into
He
the-
was,
wouldn't-
no, he was like,
That's not walking on its own.
I wouldn't be like,
no, he was just in
No.
a trolley. I had
That's-
him on like a wheelie chair, and I was like, here he is.
That's-
well, like, what intelligence does he? Is he literally just pretty much like a toaster?
He
Is that
I've
how,
drawn a
like-
smile on his face.
but he's not like.
Why does the
speaking
intelligence
or
matter?
It's
saying-
it's the kind of smile that's like just in between.
I feel
his
like
eyes.
if I could give him if I could see he had a personality and he, what are you trying to do? To me?
even but AI learning to develop a personality is learning itself. So it's still there's no difference between AI with no personality and personality in terms of its human personality.
This is supposed to be a fun podcast. No, what I mean is like, if he was literally just like he couldn't walk, like you had to wheel him in, like what? Like,
okay, what if
are
he
his
did walk in?
features?
What if it was like zool?
Then I'd be like, no, I'm not going to kill him.
Then the problem's with you then.
But
Why
then
is
what
that
if I
with
built
me?
it?
Because
what
you're judging the robot based on its ability to do stuff.
But then
No,
does
I
this-
don't mean like that. I mean like, so for example, going back to a toaster, it
Yeah.
has functions, right? You select those functions,
Yeah.
but it's not got any kind of like AI to it in the
Right.
sense that, like, I would happily beat up a toaster, fine.
You awful person.
But if a robot walked into the room, or you had a robot who couldn't walk but was on like,
Is it because it's too close to a human?
I think it
Closer to a
represents
human.
something
Well,
more
this
than
goes.
just a
I feel like
machine.
sometimes, right? If there was a robot that was more intelligent and more something, even if it is just like computer learning, I feel like part of that, if you are willingly going to beat it up, goes a little bit deeper than just.
Yeah, I
Right.
think so.
You know,
Yeah.
like what if in the future, right? Let's say what year are we in? What year is it?
30,
2021.
30,
30, there's robots everywhere.
Yeah.
And how would they be treated? And how would, like, what if someone could just randomly kill a robot?
Yeah, so that
And they
speaks more to
would.
the human condition. So that's what I'm saying here. If you brought in a robot and was saying we're going to go shopping with it, pull its arms off, that's funny to me. I'd probably think I'd put its arms off anyway when you were out the room.
But what if you did it and I was like, all
But
he
so what
wanted
does
was
that
children?
make you? Yeah, what if like,
Well, I'd say not possible.
Huh?
I'd say it's not possible to have children.
Yeah, but what if he could? What if there was a little... I
what if
don't
you were
know,
going to take a few
What-
bolts
what
off
if he
him?
was
human
pregnant? No, a robot child.
What if he was pregnant and you open a little hatch and there's a
There's a
mini
little baby
robot
inside.
inside? Would that not make you think, oh my god,
That's
he's got a whole
something
life
Robert's
ahead
done.
of him?
What if-
Robert put that in there earlier.
Yeah, but what if it's plugged into
Yeah,
the
but
robot
Marcus,
and his life source is the
situations
other
change,
robot?
people move on in life.
There's no way you could develop this.
But
You
what
personally
if...
couldn't do that.
What if...
Robert, when they say no way, do it twice. And take pictures. Is that what it is?
When
Is that what
someone
it
brings you down
Yeah.
and says you can't do that,
Make a pregnant robot.
make pregnant robots.
I would happily destroy either of your robots. And you know I would.
Wow.
But if you're making it for more than that, if you're saying this is now the AI toaster that's not only going to make toast, but make me feel better.
It's going to be
then
like,
no, I
good
wouldn't.
morning, Marcus. I know how you like your toast.
No,
Here
because that's
it
just
is."
now.
Then
That's,
I'd be
no,
like,
that's
How
now
was the
space-
party yesterday?
That's now 2001.
no,
Space
this
Odyssey.
technology exists
No,
already.
you're making it become HAL.
What do you
And that
mean?
toaster is going to become sentient and then realise
Yeah.
that, say, Robert, because I'm not a toast eater, gluten,
You love to.
a very clever toaster would not let Robert have toast
Hang
in
on.
your best interest.
So you're saying that the robot's now going to rebel and it's not going to do its only job
Once
because it
it's
learns
learned,
to speak.
once it's learned, its only job is to provide Robert with something.
Toast.
Toast. If you're in this condition where you're saying now this toaster becomes clever, it will become clever enough to realise that toast is not the thing Robert should be having. So it will then forbid Robert from having toast.
Why shouldn't I have toast?
I think it's very
What
discriminatory.
if that toaster was pregnant?
And had a small toast.
And the toaster was like, oh, I know. Listen,
But
I
this
think
is the thing. If you put a stuffed toy in front of me as well and said "rip that toy's
Yeah,
arms off," I wouldn't
I
do
know.
it.
Well, I
either
couldn't do
because
that.
it's too cute.
I couldn't do that for either of like our childhood toys because
But like
there's
a robot.
there's human sentiment
Memories.
being put into it. At
So
this
if
point,
a robot walked in, then say it was just like it was basically a metal cage.
What if you
and
didn't
were
know I
like,
had a
fine.
robot butler? Is that what we were saying?
No, but I guess.
we know now.
A pregnant
Yeah,
robot.
we now know you have a robot.
If there was sentimental value from you to this robot and
Yeah.
I've seen you with it and you're
Yeah.
like playing around
Yeah.
and laughing, then it would be harder to
Yeah.
rip its arms
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more about the human thing inside me rather than the robot itself.
So then, how would that translate to in the future if robots do become a thing? Like, I don't know if you're going to mention it, but Tesla have just previewed their. Huh?
I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay. Tesla have previewed their robot, which will probably be out in 10 years or
Robot.
whatever.
I saw a robot.
What if people then? How would you expect that to be treated in your own home? Like, would you then be treating that as a human, or is it purely a
Yeah.
machine that's
well,
just
then it
happens
just
to be the shape
becomes
of a human?
Then it just becomes the Jetsons,
Me, Marcus Justin. This is Marcus.
and it's all like life's terrible still, but everything's the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the Jetsons.
But then, for example, like if you had this robot that was helping you like so often doing stuff,
Yeah.
and then someone came around and was like, "We have to take your robot away now. I'm
I
so
know.
sorry."
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh no, because it's my friend. It
Yeah.
helps you."
But that's what you've put into it yourself. That's the human connection that you've put into
so.
it.
Say you had that Tesla robot for a week, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, and
I wouldn't rip its arms off. No.
You wouldn't.
No.
What's it meant to do?
What's
Because
the
it's so expensive.
So
you
what's the
wouldn't.
difference
Yeah.
between Robert wheeling in a robot that doesn't move and you'd rip its arms off
Funny.
to
Laugh.
Love.
laugh track?
Just a laugh.
Okay. Oh, they're all linking up.
Oh, Lincoln.
Hold on,
Okay,
wait,
so-
hold on, wait.
We have a really big budget.
There's a studio.
Yeah, the studio here. So to summarize,
editor over there.
Marcus would kill robots depending on how he feels about them, whereas me and Rob would treat them as an equal.
You've got to be careful.
Don't, because McDonald's have run out of ice cream.
Yeah, Nando's had a chicken shortage last week.
It's been a horrible week.
It's been awful.
You know why? Robots.
Robots.
Pregnant robots.
1950s robots.
Well, it'll be interesting
There
to
they
see
are.
what everyone else thinks about how would you treat robots.
don't
Let
care.
us know.
Oh
Simply
no, yeah,
say,
let us know, yeah.
yes or no to this question. Would you treat a robot as a
You
family
know what?
member?
In the comments, if you have a robot emoji, do a robot and a heart if you would treat it as a family member.
And if you rip its arms off, do a robot and then some sort of
That-
detached symbol and then the
like
arm.
the red
Red cross.
or just
and
like
an
the
arm.
water pistol thing for shooting it in the head.
Up to you, but as long as
Because that
it's
would
not
kill
hard.
it if you
That would
shoot
kill
with
it.
water.
That robot
How would you
is-
kill robots with what emoji would you use to kill a robot?
Yeah,
'Cause
if
that's
it's not
how
a
you kill
heart,
them.
we just know.
Yeah.
Well, that's robots for you.
Listen,
Listen,
it's sad when you think you know someone.
listen. Now we've revealed our true selves. I have to ask you, Marcus, what are you thinking, hun?
So in our first episode ever of the original What You Thinking Hun podcast, I brought up a thought experiment that's now actually really popular in the last 2 years. I think one person listened to us and now like every YouTube video has this on.
Marcus created
I've ever
YouTube.
seen.
It's definitely.
So
from
what I'm
us.
saying is this is definitely from me, not us.
We're a team. We do this together.
Close family unit.
Robot killers. So this is the trolley problem, and you've probably definitely heard of it, but I'll just go through it quickly, and then we're going to have Snap. What would
Well,
you
I
do?
feel like I've grown since we last.
I feel like
Last
I've grown.
and come in during us laughing, so no one knows what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
The trolley problem is a thought experiment in ethics about a fictional scenario in which an onlooker has the choice to save 5 people in danger of being hit by a trolley. Let's say a train in this case, because that's
Let's
too
say a
unrealistic.
trolley. It
It's
would be
probably
like,
one of those things where people's either side and they're like
No.
pushing it. What's a
Yeah, I
trolley?
think it's just an old
It's like a
kind of
tram.
train thing, yeah. Anyway, so this train, we're going to call it, is on a path to kill 5 people who have been tied up on the track like an old Tom and Jerry cartoon.
yeah. They're
Yeah.
like,
They're like,
help me,
what was it?
Yeah.
Oliver Oil, yeah.
Help me,
Popeye. And then what you can do is by pulling a lever or
Yeah.
flicking a switch, say it's something as simple as a button,
an app.
Let's not
I'm
make
making
it
it
too
modern.
modern.
a robot.
A
bag.
robot app with one arm.
Toaster
That's
robot.
pregnant.
Yeah.
What you can use this whatever to divert the train away and kill just one person who is tied up on the track going, help me.
Mm.
So that person is certain to be killed if you flick this switch. So do you stay on the track? 5 people will be killed. there's nothing you can do about it? Or do you make that decision to push this switch and kill one person?
Right.
James.
Do we know why they're there?
Badders.
All them. Every single one of them.
No, they're all gooders, but baddies have put them there.
Oh.
Right. Okay, so
man in
they're
a
real
cape, I
victims.
assume.
A man in the cape with
Do we
white
know
hair.
any other people?
Yeah,
Can you remind-
They're
is-
all, say, for example, steps. No, we don't know them.
Don't you dare.
Okay, so you're in a like, and the other one's stomp on bell.
Stomp on
No
bell.
one will get that.
No.
Keep that. You're in like the situation control bunker.
Bunker.
So you don't know who they are. They could be anyone.
You just know. You just
know. You've been told hit the switch and you'll kill one person, but you'll save the other 5. You've got 3 seconds basically. You have to make a split decision.
Can we discuss this, or do you just want a quick answer?
No, we can
from
discuss
us?
it. Yeah.
What did I say last time? Do you remember?
No.
No. I feel like the obvious thing to do is to kill the one person over 5,
Yes.
right? Save more lives.
Right.
But who is that one person?
Right.
What do they do? They
Mm.
could have the cure for cancer. They could be doing something. You know, who are those other 5 people? You don't. Some of them.
Yeah.
There might be a pedophile among them. You don't know.
Yeah, well,
do you mean like
exactly, yeah.
you just don't know who these people are? So I would say it might be worth saving that one person for the greater cause if they've got anything like that. If they're of interest for anything, then killing.
You can
sacrificing
argue
people.
butterfly effect each way though.
Who's that?
It's like saying, would you kill Hitler if he was a baby? What
Yeah.
if you're
Well, you
what if you're doing
Could you
more
do
harm
that? Like,
to the
what
world?
would happen? Yeah, you just don't know, do
Yeah.
you?
So what you're saying, you that's still 50-50 for you because you could have the pedophile could be the one guy,
Yeah.
or the cure for cancer could be in the group of 5.
Yeah.
So that has to go out your thinking right now.
I would kill the one person.
So I kill the one person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Save the
why?
majority.
Why?
Because it makes more sense to save more people.
It makes more sense to
Okay, so then the question is now: is this has become that you've killed that person? You have done that now.
Yes, I have.
You have done that. So that's something you'd have to accept because
Yes.
if you were to let the natural course of action or say nature, although it's not in this case, but say nature take its
this
course,
isn't-
you are not involved. But by pushing the button
Yeah.
or applying your finger to the
I
app,
may have killed one, but
You're a
I saved
murderer.
5 people.
Yeah.
and what
Through
if
my
they
app.
came round your house? And
Who
they were
would
like,
I
thank
Oh,
you.
but then what you're saying is, what if we just didn't push the? Did we have to push the button?
No, you don't have to.
And you could just leave it.
Leave it and it'll kill the
Oh.
5 people.
Oh, I'll leave it.
But then, would you feel bad? That would you be like, I could have saved
you're
so
not going
many
1
people?
or 5. You're going 1. Or
You're changing whatever it
you're
was.
changing these 5 people being killed for sure to push the
Yeah.
button and kill one person.
Yeah,
for
I would
sure.
walk out that control room and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
don't
in
wanna
that
do
day.
Yeah, yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I was sick. No, I would change it. I'd rather know that I had the choice. Like I had to do something in that.
Yes.
You have to do something in that situation.
Yes, because although you're killing someone, you're also saving lives. At the
yeah,
same
you're
time.
saving lives. So I would feel better. Not feel better, but I'd feel less bad. No, I don't know. I would feel better saving more lives.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
Yeah, I think
Less
that
people would be
that
upset, and
outweighs-
less people would be mourning.
I think morally that outweighs the other option to leave it. But now this poses another question.
Oh God.
Because you've pushed a button, you're detached from the situation. Now let's put you into a situation. So we're on a bridge above this train track. The train's coming. It's going to hit 5 people. You've got a guy there.
I'm not jumping in the way.
Could you push someone over the bridge? They'll hit the rails, train will hit them and stop, and you've killed 1 person, but you've saved 5.
No, because that one person's still going to get killed. Either or someone's going to die.
Yeah, so like I could have pushed
Oh wait, is
someone.
is that one person? Other one person not on the track?
No, that person's not on the track. This is just one track. So
No,
what-
because
5
that's,
people.
we're changing it from it's moving by a button to you pushing someone. You're doing the same action
Yeah.
in that you're killing someone
well,
to save
but
5.
theoretically, the first time we had no choice other than to do this. Whereas if you're on a bridge and you're going to like, oh my god, these poor 5 people. Hello, stranger who isn't on the tracks
That's
and has a
murder.
choice. I'm
Yeah.
going to push you.
Yeah.
Then you're like full on a murderer, not just a. There's not a choice whether to be a murderer of 1 person or murderer.
You were
of
more of a
5.
bystander
Yes,
than
yeah,
someone who
okay.
had actually controlled the
It's just
situation.
from my point of view, this is you're saying hello stranger. This is still the same person that was tied up on the tracks
Sure,
before,
but-
but now they're there.
But now they're not in danger.
right
As
yeah,
before.
okay.
That's like almost like say, I don't know, I don't have an example, sorry.
So, say Robert was on his second loaf of bread of
Yes,
the day,
Yes.
and I had the choice to destroy his toaster
Yeah.
or let him continue eating. No, this isn't.
Say
saying
there's a
sorry.
waterfall.
Push Marcus on
and-
the toaster.
Yeah, so say there's a waterfall, right? And there's a canoe that's about to go off the edge. I'm like, oh, there's poor 5 people. My friend next to me is like, yeah. And I'm like,
Stop that canoe. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Canoe. Someone who isn't involved in this situation just being like, you'll do.
No, I see it. It's not that it doesn't make sense. It's that now
one
now
is
you're
more of a tragic accident.
Yes, and
one is more of a.
But no, the first one's a tragic accident that you've created.
Marcus,
It's not a tragic.
accident.
It's not a tragic accident anymore. It would have been a tragic accident if you didn't push the button and 5 people died. It's now you've killed someone the first time where you've pushed the
to
button.
save other people.
Yeah, obviously that
But
outweighs.
that's like, it's like on the Titanic with like, save the women and children first. It's deciding who is more important.
The difference would be as well, if somebody else saw
Yes.
you doing either of those. The first one, someone would be like, if you didn't push that button, someone would be like, why didn't you do something?
Yeah.
And the other version is, why did you do that? Like, you literally murdered someone.
Okay.
Do you mean there's
Yeah.
two
when
different...
they had nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
it had nothing to do with you. It was
They
just
were just
on
there
a bridge.
throwing stuff.
And who stands on bridges nowadays
No one
anyway?
stands on bridges.
onlookers.
But
Yes.
who even onlooks nowadays?
No one onlooks nowadays.
This isn't adding up. Something's not adding up.
Well, that's my question.
What would you do?
Is there a correct answer?
I don't think you can do so. I just
No.
need to point out this was raised in a 1967 philosophy paper by Philippa Foot and dubbed the trolley problem by
That's a
Judith
lovely
Jarvis
name.
Thompson in a 1967 article.
How do you feel?
1976.
What would you do?
I would push the button to kill one person to save 5. I wouldn't push someone off a bridge
No,
because
no.
I couldn't physically. In that, I kind of think in the moment, what would I do? And a split decision, I would definitely push the button, but a split decision to push someone's a lot.
It's more of a thought
it's
process,
too,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's more of like, you have to figure out how you're going to stop it.
Yeah, it's too much involvement. Me involvement. then.
Yeah.
I'd probably just get my camera out and record it.
Oh my God, this is
Oh my
terrible.
God.
Yeah. Oh my
What a
God.
tragedy I'm watching.
Daily Mail, you get 10 quid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can sell that away. So obviously, there's no right or wrong answer. I think Philippa Foot actually said herself that you've got positive and negative duty. So you're doing the duty of positivity by saving a net amount of lives compared to the one. So
I agree.
I think that's the kind of conclusion we've come to. But it'll be really interesting to see what you think. If you head over to Instagram at What You Thinking Hun, that's HUN because we're all Huns here, and then vote for what you would do. Would you kill one person or 5 people?
We'll put up on our stories.
You've got a lot of
followers.
choices to make. Are you going to kill robots and how many
Yeah.
people are you going to kill?
Comment below, how do you kill a robot or do you love robots? And head over to the stories and tell us your trolley problem solution. Should we explain our backgrounds really quickly?
Yeah, if you want
Mine's
to.
blue.
Clyde.
Clyde.
Mine's 10-year-old child's bedroom space.
Mine's a copy of my ghost stories background.
Work with what you already
Yeah.
had.
Robert thought, what can I do?
I was trying to
Same
save
thing.
money, but I got new curtains, so that's always fun.
Lovely new drapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks. For more What You Thinking Hun, 3 more problems, thoughts, solutions.
Yeah.
All the way to the world.
As you can see, sometimes it gets really deep. Please, carry on.
In the weeks in between, I think there's some sort of podcast that you two do or something.
It's called the
Southern.
Double Cleanse.
And you can listen to that. Watch us here. Watch me, Marcus Welsh, on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Hello, Marcus Welsh.
And you can find me, James Welsh, and James_S_Welsh over on Instagram.
And me, Robert Welsh, on YouTube, and Robert WLSH on Instagram.
And TikTok.
And
Robert.
TikTok, which is Robert Welsh MUA.
Robert slides on kitchen floor.
I do this. I know what's something they do.
I know, they're doing everything now.
This. And then my makeup changes. I don't do that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, what are you thinking, hun?
Yeah, let us know.
See you then.
Bye. Bye.